going to be making a tennis racket and a tennis ball for the dolls. And the tennis racket, I'm using spare cardboard, yarn or string or elastic, scissors, and or a little knife. If you use the knife, I would suggest to have a parent or an adult help you so you don't cut yourself. Okay, let's get started. Start by cutting an oval shape out of the spare cardboard. Start big because you can always make it smaller. I started with this, and now I'm going to take a pencil and trace out here in the middle. Once again, I start small because I can always go bigger. I can always go bigger, but I can't go smaller in this case. So, I'm going to cut that out and then I'll be back. I'm going to paint the rim of this first and then move on to adding the middle. Both sides are now painted, so move on to the next step. You're going to want to take your yarn or string or whatever you used and cut pieces for the middle. I'm going to do 3 this way and 4 this way. Make sure you leave yourself enough room to glue it and pull it as tight as you can when you glue it. That way it bounces, basically. Okay, I'm going to do that and I'll be back. Now I end up with this. So now I'm just going to go through and trim it off as close as I can without actually cutting my outline. If you used hot glue, try not to cut the glue because then the string or yarn or whatever might come off. So, there. Now I have that. You can kind of see the form I'm going for here. Kind of. So, like I said, I wanted it to be kind of bouncy, so it's kind of bouncy. I could definitely use it from this side if I really wanted to, but I think I am going to use it from this side, no matter how awkward it looks. Well, I'll find out when I put the handle on, so that's your next step. I'm going to use a thicker piece of cardboard for this, because the thicker it is, the easier it will be for them to hold. So, you can see that this one's thicker than what I used before. I'm just going to cut, I don't know, let's say this much off right now, because you can't go bigger unless you glue it. You can go smaller, but not bigger. I'm going to take Draculaura, because that's who I'm making it for, and put this here. First of all, I'm cutting this in half because that looks weird. So like hot dog style, I guess is what some people call it. So let's cut it that way. That's still too thick for me, so I'm going to cut it again. Not straight down the middle this time, but this looks a little more reasonable. See? So, I'm going to put this in her hand, and this on here, and kind of judge. I'm going to cut a little bit off, let's say that much, and see, this looks better. So let's do that, and there, see? Well, this looks pretty reasonable, and I can always cut off extras. So, I'm going to paint this the same color that I painted the rim here. So that same blue color, or whatever color you did it in, and then glue it onto the stand however I decided to do it. I'm done with the tennis racket. It looks like that. See, she can hold it. And now I'm going to move on to the tennis ball using a cotton ball and paint. For her, I'm going to do a pink tennis ball. So it can be yellow, but I don't actually have yellow paint anymore, so I'm using pink. Okay, let's start there. Start by ripping the cotton ball in half. Like this. May I mind you that paint, which is what I'm using, will shrink the cotton ball because this soccer ball started out as a whole cotton ball, and now it is about the size of half a piece. So you might as well say it will be about half the size of what it started as. So imagine this will be about this big by the time it's done. I'm okay with that. If you're not, make it bigger or make it smaller. That way you don't have to worry about that later. Okay, so I'm going to get the color of pink that I want, which is this wild berry, and I'm going to put a little bit of it on here. Now I'm going to roll it in the paint. Hold on, I need to pull my sleeve up here. Okay. Just like this. Like we did in the soccer ball tutorial. We're pretty much doing the same exact thing. Once again, covering all areas completely because the paint hardens it as well, because my dolls actually can kick the soccer ball clear across my room. So just do this and make sure you have it in a ball form. So see, made it into a ball, and then I'm going to set it over here so it's in a dry area to let it dry. Now I'm going to go wash my hands, and then when this is dry, I will continue the video.